Hey, in the old crypt of Glastonbury Abbey, round a bit, and this part here, which is right next to the old well, I think it's the closest point to where the old Mother Mary Chapel would have been. And this site somewhere is where the original Wattle and Daub church would have stood. That was created by Joseph of Arimathea and the group that he travelled with. So this is a really beautiful place, and it feels very sacred and special. Also within these walls it said that his body, it was his final resting place. So yeah, a very interesting spot. As I'm sitting here in reflection, what's coming through is a message for many of you, which is that these past weeks, months, maybe even the whole year, we've been going through a process of anchoring into the knowing of true self. And within that, even if it feels still quite distant or intangible, there's a deepening sense of the truth of who you are and the knowingness. I'm hearing removal of doubt. And for many, it may feel like, ironically, like paradoxically, it may appear as a resurgence of doubt. So when something's being cleared out and removed, sometimes it surfaces more. In other words, it comes to the surface in the process of healing, but it feels like another massive cycle of doubt, and it feels like it's taking us back, but actually it isn't, because it's coming up as it's leaving. And now it feels a lot more, it's a slightly different vibration to the old self-doubt. I feel like the old version of self was a lot more in the identity of the doubt, a lot more dense within it, whereas now it might feel really intense, but it's actually lighter through the body. There's less identification with it. I feel like these past weeks, months, there's been an unearthing. Now, I know for myself, like when I first felt into the coming times, maybe when we were in around September time, I could feel that the rest of this year was going to bring like an unearthing, like a disclosure type of energy. And I think all of us as humans, we tend to focus externally on an impulse. So first thought is like, oh, what's going to be disclosed in the world? Like, and there are plenty of things that are coming to the surface, right, in this world. But what I've actually found, and you may resonate with this, is that the biggest unearthing is actually happening within, like from within. Like reflection point, what has been shown to you from within you? What is being asked to be really deeply witnessed? What have you discovered about yourself? Because really, the unearthing and the disclosure is like these parts of ourselves that were in the way of us knowing our true self. So it's like it's been buried. True self, and also the parts of the true self that felt too exposed or vulnerable to be shown, to be seen in the past, in this lifetime and in many others. Unearthing our sensitivity. Like, how many of you have grown up in an environment where you weren't seen, weren't met, weren't resourced, weren't validated for who you truly are? So then ensues pretty much a whole lifetime of burying those sensitivities, burying those parts of self very, very deeply, not just in behavior, but in the subconscious mind. Now, this is a time of unearthing from the subconscious. These things that are being illuminated from the depths, maybe in the astral, maybe through relationships, through insights, through meditation, however it's coming, there's a real opportunity to unearth the deepest parts of self, which are really the true self. And it's actually safe for them to be seen now. Affirming, it is safe for me to be seen. These parts of me that have been buried, silenced. Everything that's happening, even if it does feel really intense and sometimes like confusing, I'm hearing unbearable as well. Many of you may have really been through it recently, but it is all for a purpose, because none of these smaller aspects of self, the self-doubt, the fear, the judgment, the questions, I call them my small people. They're like little people, and they're parts of my consciousness that are maybe jaded, cynical, fed up, frustrated, asking questions, doubting, fearing, judging, all this stuff. They swirl round in the psyche, in the mental body. They come through as the thoughts, essentially the thoughts. Yeah, there might be feelings attached to them, but we can find them in the thought, in the mental plane. And we live in a mind matrix, so we're picking up on so many other people's thought forms at the moment. So really distinguishing what's coming now is being rooted very deeply into your own practice, into your own sense of self, into a sense of certainty beyond the mind, a sense of certainty beyond thoughts in general. Because the logic of the mind is not taking us where we are going, and it's not taking us where we need to be. It's actually not helping us at all. Everything that we are stepping into, we are remembering. Abundance. It's not just about money. Abundance is abundance of everything. Abundance of joy, abundance of wealth, spiritual wealth, abundance of freedom, abundance of ease, abundance of communication, integrity, authenticity, all these things. We are that already innately, but we are remembering that. Abundance is remembered, it's not earned. We're not earning anything anymore. So it's like closing the gap between versions of self. And where are we still clinging? Where is there still a version of self that's functioning from that logic and wanting to explain everything, wanting to know how, wanting everything mapped out and laid out? And that's not really how we're flexing. So it's like, what does it take to release those parts that are grasping for attention, to release the attachments to distractions and comforts, so that we can come into true sense of self, which is already there, moving everything out of the way to contact and commune with what is already there. And the value of that, something really deeply resonant about owning, admitting, contacting, bringing in, really feeling the gnosis of the value of self, the value of you, the value of your heart, the value of your innate gifts and capacity. we are the value. It's not outside of self. And this period of time now between, really, probably the next few months, but it's really like, all the retrogrades are really a review, but that energy is kind of continuing. We're given this opportunity to really look within and be like, do we really appreciate the value of who we are innately? The fact that we live and breathe, and we are this human, this technology of the soul in a human body is absolutely mind-blowing, beyond what we can comprehend with the mind. But can we allow ourselves to feel it and trust that? Something very deeply impactful around coming into full awareness of trust of self, trust of intuition, trust of instinct. There was a reading, a message that I had the other day, and a reading came from it, but it's like, or a channel came from it, because that's this image in the astral of like a cat that was wounded, like the wounded intuition, and the intuition is essentially battered. It's not, because it's etheric, it's energetic, so in that sense nothing can destroy it, but we can damage things by our lack of care for them, our lack of attention. We keep giving our attention to things externally and outside of ourselves, and it wounds our sense of self. We get out of touch with the beautiful constant stream of divine information and guidance, the inner compass that is our intuition. So allow yourself this time to tap very deeply into that. If things seem really intense, they are. It is really intense. Just breathe. What does it mean for your life? What are you crafting? What are you choosing? What is your intention, and where are your thoughts? Because really your thoughts and your intention are your driver. Are you in that driver's seat, or are you just chaotic, bouncing around with other people's thoughts, getting pulled out by different distractions and people pleasing? It's really dead now. It's so dead. It's so dysfunctional. Toxic empathy, people pleasing, worrying about what people think of us. No. If you want freedom, you've got to walk as a sovereign being. You've got to choose that. Choose it. Choose yourself. Choose yourself by trusting your inner compass. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for all your support, likes, comments, shares. And if you've got this far, drop a comment. Let me know how you are, how you're doing, what your biggest challenge is right now that you're facing. Parts of self that we are facing, potentially for the last time, because they're not coming with us. But we're going to hold on to them the longer we give them attention. We're literally holding on to them, or we're not. Can we let them go with grace? Tell yourself every day, I am only a match for ease. And I choose to believe in my truest, fullest, divine potential. I am that I am. I love you. Until next time.